It's weird to tell people you have a home bar because not everybody understands what that is.
Yeah.
And I'm like 9 times out of 10, if I'm at a bar, it's the bar I'm at.
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't have to ask me where I'm at.
Right.
If I'm someplace different, I'll tell you where I'm at.
Drunk bitches be like. Drunk bitches be like. Drunk bitches be like.
Welcome to Drunk Bitches Be Like. I'm Brandi.
I'm Mindy.
And this is all about 2 women, a few beers, some tipsy stories, and some drunk ideas.
Welcome.
My biggest complaint about working at a bar is when people come in and like, well, I'm friends with the owner. Like,
Me too.
Yeah, me too. Why the fuck do you think I work here? Like, I don't like. Great. Fantastic. You're friends with the owner. You still have to follow the rules.
Right. And
Like-
you have to pay for your shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's another thing too, is you'll get people that come in and that's like, you've got some people that come in and like, when owners change and things like that, like, oh, they never used to make you take your card or do this or whatever. Okay, fine. You get a new owner. Like, well, they never used to do this before. Okay, well, now we do.
Well, I mean, that's what, when they have new bartenders at Star City, we're always prepared to like leave our license, leave our card, do something
Yeah.
until they get used to us. I mean, with the alley,
Yeah. You don't have
a
to.
year in, she was like, I know where to find you.
Yeah.
And I was like, cool. AJ was like, we have to leave our license for the blue box. And I'm like, talk to somebody other than Lindsay. Like, she's new. She doesn't know. I'm like, even Mila won't ask you for your ID for the blue box.
Yeah.
So now I was like, she's just new and she's doing what she should do.
Yeah.
I'm like,
She's doing her due diligence because she doesn't want to
Right.
get screwed over by somebody who steals it
Right.
or whatever else.
Well, when I was in the military, you have to ID everybody who comes into the barracks. So
Yeah.
doesn't matter. You have to have them show their ID. And then at like your 4th week, they go on facial recognition, which if you're going into a room that's like secure or whatever. If you're new, you ask for IDs. And once you know who somebody is, you don't ask for IDs anymore because you go off of facial recognition. And I just can't, not everybody knows everybody. And
Well,
not
that's my
everybody in our flight knew the fucking people that were coming in. I knew who they were because I'd ID'd them one time.
Yeah. Well, and that's my thing. Like people that come in, like, I'm sorry. Like there's another bartender that knows you very well because you come in constantly on a shift that they work all the time.
Right.
So they may not ask you for all of the things. But if you come in on a different day when another bartender is working that does not know you as well and they ask you for your ID or your credit card to run your tab or whatever else.
So-and-so knows me.
Just fucking do it. Like, why do you have to respond with, well, I never have to do this before? Because
Cool.
you don't know the bartender that's working behind the bar nearly as much as they do. Because here's the thing. If you go into a bar and you are constantly in that bar, let me tell you, as a patron, you see that bartender all the time. That bartender sees hundreds of people.
Right.
Hundreds of people. So like the fact that you're relying on me to remember you out of a sea of 200 people, like all the time, like I'm sorry, it's going to take me a while for that to set in.
Right.
So until it does, just be courteous and give me your fucking card or your ID or whatever it is the fuck that I'm asking you for, because those are the rules that I have to make sure
Right.
that I keep my job.
And I mean, you also having worked in service, there's also only so much time you can give to somebody when there's other people around.
Yeah.
When I worked at a bar in downtown Dayton, people were like, it's appropriate to stand here and talk to the bartender. And I'm like, there are 42 people behind you. This bar is elbows to assholes. You need to fucking get on with
Yeah.
it. Or they would get mad because the bartender would be like, what do you want? And if they were like, I'm not sure yet. Great. What do you want? Like,
They'd move on to the next person. Yeah.
Well, I was here first. Great. You don't know what the fuck you want. You've been
Right.
standing here for 20 minutes. Well, you mean you don't know what you want?
Yeah. If you don't know what you want, then you know what? We go to the next person
Right.
because that's the next person that needs served. So
I'm
Yeah.
glad I don't do it anymore. I just
yeah,
can't.
that's the thing. The audacity of some people that come in is just like, when you're approaching people in a service industry, you have to be respectful of the fact that they have other people they have to serve, not just you.
Right.
And it is a very arrogant and very narcissistic when you come up and you're like, it is all about me right now, because it's like, yes, okay, I am all about you for about 5 seconds. And then I move on to the next person.
Right.
And so like,
I am less about you if you don't at least tip me something.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And if I know, and that's the other thing, if you are a regular person that I do actually know and you do not tip me and I ask you a question, like, and I go to serve you and you don't know what you want, then I'm immediately moving on because you know what? I don't have time for you or your bullshit because you know what? You're not going to tip me anyway. So it doesn't fucking matter.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I just the people who think that they deserve, I don't know, you don't deserve shit. I mean, not, I don't know. You just don't deserve shit.
Yeah. Well, and that's my thing. It really is that attitude of people coming in that just feel like they deserve things from people in a service industry where it's like, I don't know you. I don't know what you've done in your life. I don't really care.
If you are, as a patron, if you don't know me by first name without me saying something or giving you an ID or something else, then we're not that way. I've gone to some bars where like I've been there 15 times. The bartender has no idea who I am. Again, they see hundreds of people a month. But I've also gone to some bars where I've gone there long enough to where they're like, Mindy, what do you need? And I'm like, and then trying to yell fucking drinks in the right order. Like, I think I never remember whether it's like wine, cocktails, then beers, wines, then cocktail. I think it's like simple shit first and then complicated shit later. Doesn't matter. But as somebody who used to cocktail, like I used to try and do it all the time because you don't want somebody to be like, I need a Bud Light. I need an Amaretto Sour. I need a Pinot Noir. I need a Miller Lite.
Yeah.
I'm going to one place, bitch.
Yeah.
What do you want?
Yeah. Give me all the beers and that's the thing. I don't care what order you do it in, but like, give me all the beers at once. Give me all the wines at once. Give me all the cocktails at once. Right. Because that way I know I'm going to like, because I'll go and I'll have two people come up and they're separate tabs. And it's like, okay, you guys are together or you're separate? We're separate. Okay. What did you need? I need a slushie. Okay. And what did you need? Oh, I'm not sure yet. Okay. So I go get the slushie and I come back. What did you need? A slushie. Okay, I'm going to go get another fucking slushie. Cool. I could have gotten that at the same time, and this would have gone a lot quicker.
I didn't want a slushie. I don't know what the fuck you want. You've come in here 45 times and asked for a slushie. Now you don't want a slushie?
No, you don't know. You're thinking about it. Oh, no, wait. You still want a fucking slushie.
Yeah. Yeah. That's super. What I hated when I bartended was frozen drinks.
Blenders are awful.
Well, and if you're in a bar where frozen drinks are not a thing. So first of all, if you're in a bar where frozen drinks are a thing, there are machines.
Yes.
So
that are pre-done.
Right. When I worked in a Tex-Mex restaurant, I fucking prepared tequila mix by the like 30 gallons at a time.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
10 gallons would be turned into strawberry.
Because you're doing margaritas
30
constantly.
gallons were either on the rocks or it went through a frozen machine.
Yeah.
But you made 30 gallons of it. And it's exactly what you think it is. It's a 30-gallon trash can that we just fucking pour tequila into.
Yep.
When we were trying to figure out 2 Cinco de Mayos ago, like how to make bulk margaritas, I told my husband, I know how to make 30 gallons or 10 gallons. I don't know how to make like a gallon.
Yeah.
So we had to look up the recipe and he's like, I don't understand what you mean. And I was like, there's per like handle of tequila, there are 2 fifths of it. What is it? It's like 2/3 triple sec to 1/3 tequila to the rest of it being sour mix.
Yeah.
So it should be like an 8-ounce drink or 4, whatever it is. It's always 2/3, 1/3, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, when you're making it 30 gallons at a time, it is 12 handles of tequila, 13 handles of triple sec, and then 12, 15, and then however many fucking lemon lime packets I have to put into it that are giant. And I didn't even stir that shit myself. I used to pay a dish keeper to do it because I drank tequila a lot back in the day, and to walk in hungover and make 30 gallons.
Oh God, no.
I was like,
That's
I poured
the
it.
worst.
Can you also, here's a thing that you guys don't know. The shit that you put dishes in, like the dish rack, it's not just good for dishes. You get a clean one. It's clean, but you put it on top of the 30-gallon trash can, and then you just start turning bottles upside down in it so that the little diamonds hold it in place.
Nice.
Yeah. So, but I couldn't stir that shit. I was working at Frickers, the local place. And so we weren't allowed to be drunk there, but like you would stay after hours and have a couple of drinks, but then also showing up. Actually, I worked lunch there. It was probably getting shit-faced at the Tex-Mex restaurant and then having to show up at Frickers. That was the worst, but I would still show up hungover as shit at my Tex-Mex restaurant gig and not. I'm like, I had 8 shots of tequila last night. I can't smell it without vomiting
absolutely
in my
not.
shoes.
No, can't do that. Absolutely not. Yeah.
I love it though. I mean, you guys have the frozen machine, but
Yeah.
some bitch walking in and I haven't made a daiquiri all night long. And it's always somebody who's 21 and they've been 21 for 6 months. And they're like, I only take strawberry daiquiris. And can I get it with like a rum that they think is expensive? And I'm like, oh, fucking kidding me.
So I hate the kids that come in that are like newly 21. And they're like, let's do shots. And then they ask for a shot. And I'm like, all right, this is a wine bar that we also have a cocktail bar. But like, I have 1 tequila. They're like, do you have peach crown? No. Do you have apple crown? No. I have crown. I have crown.
Yeah.
I've got crown. That's it. If you want crown, I've got crown. Like that's
you have to make it work at the 80s probably we're at. And I was like, let's do shots. And you were like, whatever you want. And I was like, do you have Jameson? They don't have fucking Jameson. We're doing Crown.
Yeah. Although we do have Jameson most of the time. So it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, well, can you make a this? And I'm like, what's in it? I don't, you're naming off things that I like no idea what the fuck's, and they've got like 5 liqueurs in it and shit. And I'm like, no. Do you want a shot of tequila? I got tequila. You want a shot of rum? I've got like 5 different flavored rums because we've got rum coming out of our ass.
Do you want flavored vodka?
Do you want flavored vodka? I got cinnamon vodka. I've got regular vodka, and it's pretty much it. I've got Tito's. You want vodka? I've got Tito's. Like I've got 2 gins.
You can't even make a lemon drop there because you don't do like a. Do you do like a sour mix?
So we have sour mix, but we have a lemon drop mix that literally all you have to do is like
pour it in a glass,
and off you go.
That's good.
Yeah,
but like lemon drops are very 90s.
Yeah, we can make like dirty martinis. Yeah, we've got vodka. We've got
there's nobody 21 that's like, can I get gin?
No. Well, and that's the thing. And we've got but I always ask because I prefer gin over vodka. So when somebody orders a martini, an actual martini comes with gin.
Yeah.
Yeah. But nobody knows that. They all think it's vodka. So I'm always like, whenever anybody orders a martini, I'm like, do you want vodka or gin? And they're like, vodka. And I'm like, okay.
That's not an
actual martini, but sure. Yeah. But yeah, so we've got
a shot of vodka that I tapped some vermouth into.
Yeah. It's a shot of vodka that I sprayed a little. Oh, and we actually have a spray bottle now it's like a perfume bottle that's like just vermouth. Yeah.
We used to, I don't know if you guys knew this because you've bartended for a long time, but we used to joke about people who like would order a dry martini. So you would like do the gin, you would stir it, not shake it because you don't want to bruise the gin. And then you pour it in and then we would just wave the bottle of vermouth over it. Because they don't really want vermouth in it. They don't want a single drop of it. They just want like the essence. And I'm like, you just want to see me like, we would have the pour tips on, not the metered pour tips, but just the plastic ones. And we would literally just tip it up to where it was close to it and just be like, here, fucking take it. The worst thing was this bitches with the dirty martinis. I'm like, I don't want to touch olives.
Oh, well, here's the thing.
Black Vines wine and olives.
Our olive juice is like concentrated. So like you put a little squirt in it and it is a fucking dirty martini. Nice. So when somebody orders a dirty martini, like I've accidentally squirted a little too much in there before. And they're like, oh, can I get more vodka?
Do you do gimlets?
We technically could now because we didn't
got the little pearl onions.
We don't put the like accoutrements on it, but we didn't used to have like sweet and lime juice, but now we have it in there all the time.
Yeah.
So I love a gimlet. That's like my favorite drink.
I don't like anything with gin in it.
Yeah. I love gin. It's my favorite.
Gin's the one thing that I have thrown up that I cannot drink ever again. I have thrown up tequila multiple times. Actually, I used to throw up tequila just so I could drink more tequila. Because,
tequila is the one thing that I've thrown up that I can keep drinking.
Yeah, I've got peer pressure. So you want to be like the person who drank 8 shots of tequila, but not the person who kept 8 shots of tequila down.
Nope. But vodka is something I've thrown up that I'm like,
yeah,
I don't. Gin, I've never thrown up.
I downs like not a quarter of a pint, so like an eighth of a pint, thinking it was vodka, and I was like, I will take the last of that pint, and so I like.
And it was a super
down the hatch
pine tree gin.
It was Gilby's.
Oh,
yeah. And I didn't throw up inside. Although that was also the night that I was flipping bottle caps into a fish tank.
I also will say that the cheapest gin I've ever drank is Tanqueray. So,
okay, bitch.
I don't drink cheap gin.
I remember getting what was it? They did a vodka for a while, Tanqueray Silver or something like that.
Yeah.
I know Tanqueray is supposed to be smooth, but I'd already thrown up Gilbey's by then. So
Yeah. Tanqueray is like, for me, Tanqueray is like the bottom shelf, but it's like drinkable for me. Like I'll drink Tanqueray all day long.
What's funny though is that I prefer like, so vodka wise, I know there are better vodkas than what I like, but like I hate when people shit on Tito's because I'm like, it's perfectly fucking fine.
Oh no, Tito's is actually pretty good. I will
or
say
Buckeye vodka. I don't mind.
I have an aversion to like vodka, but Tito's, I can drink Tito's.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
Yeah. I'll do Buckeye. I'll do Tito's.
Yeah.
Obviously you can't get Buckeye vodka very many places if you're out of Ohio, but like I'll do Tito's. But there are people who are like, oh my God, it's not.
Oh no, I have somebody at work who wants like a Tito's jersey and stuff. They're like all about Tito's.
We have a handle of Tito's that we've had forever at the house. It's mostly gone because I forget. I was making a lot of Bloody Marys at one point in time.
Yeah.
So
See, I like making my Bloody Marys with gin because I feel like, especially like cheaper gin, somewhat cheaper gin, it tastes like pine trees.
yeah.
But like it goes really well with the Bloody Mary mix because it's like piney and then like the tomato juice. It goes really well together.
I wanted to tell you this. So when I think of Bloody Marys, think of the night that you and Laura were out doing your passports, and I just ended up joining you guys.
Yeah.
But we like ended up at Bennett's, and I think I started the night with a Bloody Mary, and Laura was like, "It's fucking 8:00 at night." And I'm like, "A Bloody Mary's good at any
It's
time."
fine.
And she's like, "AM drink," and I'm like,
No,
fucking
it's good.
anytime."
Hey, you need your vitamins.
I'm like, whatever, it's heartburn. I'm gonna get heartburn anyway. But new ales.
Yeah.
Murder House Brewery is moving to a real place.
Oh, are they really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I
almost got in a fight there last time I was there.
Nuh-uh.
So it was the year
They're open for 12 hours a week. How did you get into it?
it was a year. I think it was the year after that we were with you.
Yeah.
We went there to do our passport again. And we were sitting at a table, and literally the table next to us, lady was mouthing off about the brewery. And specifically talking about human beings that own the brewery and about things that went down between owners and things like that.
Oh,
and she was getting it all.
That's a picture of that. And that's not even the sign that we saw.
No, it's not. But she was mouthing off about things that were very wrong as far as factually correct. And, it was probably our third brewery that we were at. And I was like, I can't. And I was like, I just said something out loud because I knew she could hear me. And then she turns around and goes, "Oh, do you know him?" And I was like, "Well, I live with him. So yeah, I feel like I."
Oh, about I don't mean to call it our brewery, but our brewery.
Our brewery. And she was talking about like things that went down like way back in the day. And I was like, well, that's not actually how that happened. And so I started saying things, and then Laura immediately was like, I feel like we need to go. And I was like, so I just. And then she started asking me questions, and I was answering her questions, and I was like, meh. And also, I don't feel like you should be sitting in the middle of a brewery elsewhere talking about shit that you don't know anything about.
Right.
And she was like, well, I just feel like the last time I was there.
No,
and I was like, no,
feelings.
Fuck your feelings. I really don't give a shit. You're like literally going around to other breweries and spreading rumors about things you know nothing about.
Something that was 7 years ago.
Oh, yeah. Well, this was probably 2 years ago, but still. Like,
no, I mean like 2 years ago that you were talking
yeah.
to her about it. So like she's talking about something that was 5 years old.
Yeah, she was. And it was like, you're just like going to other breweries, bad mouthing like a brewery because you had heard something. And
they have to call it something else.
Oh,
like a brewery.
Yeah. Brewery. Yeah. It was just, I went off. I was like, I'm done.
But no, I can't believe that somebody would just trash it. Like we're talking 2-3 major cities over.
Oh, yeah.
Just trashing shit.
Not only that, this lady was probably a good 10 years, 20 years older than me. Yeah. And I was just like, I'm sorry that you don't have anything else to do in your life. But like, I need you to stop like spreading things that are not true.
Be right.
Yeah. If you're going to like spread rumors and shit like that, at least be correct in your things that you're saying. But she's like, well, and this is this, and then this happened, and this happened. And I'm like, I don't even know where you got your information because none of this is accurate. And I was like, it got to the point where Laura kept looking at me and she goes, no. And then finally,
sorry, Laura, I'm so sorry because I know you listen to us sometimes. As bold as Laura is, confrontation avoidance cracks me up.
Oh no,
I don't fault her for it
Oh,
because
no.
I am married to the biggest confrontation avoider in the entire world. Like he literally will be like, I'm in the car with bail money. Fucking do whatever you're going to do, but I'm not going to be here for it.
Well, that's the thing. And I feel like she doesn't usually like avoid confrontation, but like with me, I feel like she knows when I get to a breaking point and she's like, nope, we don't want to get there. We don't want to get there. We don't want to get there. And like she just watched my face, like the
That's
color
good.
just like fucking rise. And I was like, all right, can't do it anymore. Gotta say something. Gotta say something. I can't. Like I'm a volcano because I am the most patient human being on the planet. But like you test my patience to a point and I will fucking go off on you.
Yeah.
And like I got to a point where I was like, I can't. I have to say something because like it's not my livelihood, but it's something that like somebody that I care about cares about this deeply. And to me, factual information.
Oh, you want to talk trash about it?
Yeah.
Like I said, there's people I know that
You
have
want to
their own
talk
experience.
trash and you had an experience, whatever. I'm good with that.
Right.
That's your space. But like if you are saying things that are factually inaccurate and I'm sitting there, I'm going to say something because I can't hold it in because for me, factual information is very important.
Well, and you're impacting somebody's business. If you're talking negatively about it, it's one thing to be someplace and be like, and I love this bartender and I found this beer and whatever. But to be like, here's the history of it. No.
Yeah. You want to bash a bartender and be like, they were shit. Fine. That was your experience with them. And I will let you go all day long. But like you start talking about things that are like factually, like I know the things that happened and you're saying things that did not happen. I'm going to be like, I'm sorry. I need to correct you right now. Oh, fantastic.
I don't know when the last date was that we met.
I have no idea.
So how's your week been? Today is the 17th of May.
Yeah.
I have lost track of time as somebody who doesn't have a job.
I am acutely aware of time at this current moment because of my couch. So I've had a couch saga lately. So this is the lighter end of things. We'll get into the other stuff. I bought a couch online because
Did you guys even try it out?
No.
Okay, we need to talk about first of all where you bought it from.
Yeah.
Was it Morrison or Ashley?
Oh no. Well, it's an Ashley couch, but we didn't buy it from Ashley because here's the thing. So when buying things, this was the first big purchase that me and the partner were going to make. And he is a big proponent.
In 7 years.
In 7 years. And he, first of all, I don't think was very into doing this because the couch that we currently had was his that he'd had for 20 years.
So you guys consolidated houses.
We consolidated
And
houses.
so some people had more things than other people. I love you, but like consolidating shit and having to be the one that gives up shit is not great.
Yeah. No, it is. So I got rid of my furniture in the living room and moved that out. And he moved in his couch, which was fine. He had a giant sectional. I mean, and when I say giant, I mean, this fucker was giant.
Wraps around the whole thing.
It
like you have your home's like 100 years old.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's 130 years old.
Okay.
140
so you have
almost.
like a small sitting room and then you literally have a parlor across from it.
And so like this thing took up the whole room, which was fine. It fit. Okay. It's in. Like it was a little too close to the fireplace for my liking.
Corner to corner.
But you know what? It was in and it fit and whatever. It was real leather. It was a lovely couch. But here's the thing. It's 20 years old and he had a dog. And I love the dog and we lost the dog last year. And some of
2 years ago, wasn't it?
Oh, God. Last April.
Okay.
Was it 2 Aprils ago? Might have been. So
Love the dog.
loved the dog. But the couch definitely like, you know, cushions and things they absorb odors.
Right.
And things. I've ripped out all the carpet because the carpet that I moved in
Don't feel
with,
bad because we have fabric couches and I have this works, but like it will burn your eyeballs. I have steam cleaned our couches at least one time. Like steamed them, not steam clean like with an upholstery thing. We've also done that, but I steamed all of our cushions
Oh yeah.
with vodka and water, like in a steamer.
Mm-hmm.
because vodka is supposed to eliminate odors.
It does.
It's more pleasant than the vinegar, but it will still burn your fucking throat and eyeballs out because
Right.
you are vaporizing vodka. I was a little drunk by the time we were done.
And that's the thing. And with leather, like you can't really do that.
Right.
Because it's not, but like the cushions inside still like absorb things.
Right. Leather's permeable.
And it also was a couple of the cushions had started getting rips in them that kept getting bigger. And
We've all sat down on
Yeah.
a couch that doesn't have padding where you sit down anymore.
so I was like, I feel like we need a new couch because I was starting to avoid the living room.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to be there. Because I didn't want to sit on it. So we decided, okay. So we started saving because he's a big, like, you have to have the money to buy things before you buy them, which is fine. So we started saving.
Weird.
Right. Well, that's how I am. I'm like, I'm sorry. I never have the money to buy things before I buy them. That's just
The American way.
right. So we saved up for a good, like, I want to say we saved for like 8 or 9 months. And we got to a point where I was like, all right, I feel like we have enough money in the saving account thing now where I can start shopping for a couch. And if we need to throw in a couple like extra $100 or whatever, like I'll work a couple weekends, get some tips. We can throw this in. It's fine. So I started shopping for 6 months because and what I would do is when we would go out occasionally, I would take him to a store and be like, hey, do you like this? Do you like this? So I'd find out the things he liked. And then I narrowed it down to the things that he liked versus the things that I also liked and wanted. And so I got down to like this little narrow column that was like, okay, we need this, 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 and this in a couch. And so then I found a few options and I found 3 options to Ashley Furniture. So we went into Ashley Furniture one day. I got him to go with me on a Sunday. We went in. They did not have one of them in the store. They had 2 of the ones that I picked out. We got to sit down on them and try them. Of course, the first one we tried, he was like, oh, this is nice. How much is it? As soon as he found out the price, he was like, I don't know. I don't really like that much. I'm like, all right, cool.
I do the same thing. I'm like, what do you like?
Yeah. What do you
Price
like?
aside.
Right. Don't look at the price.
What do you like?
What do you
We're
like?
going to end up with some shitty.
Yeah. So it's like, okay. And then we kept trying new things. And then he was like, one Sunday, we actually went to like 3 different furniture stores because he was like into it. He was into the shopping. And I was like, I'm taking advantage. He was like, let's go to this place over here because it was like an outlet kind of a store. And they have like, you know, whatever.
Kings, Bob's.
Yeah. Whatever. Oh, no.
Sandy's.
American Freight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we went there and it was like we tried out some of them that were within the realm of where we wanted. The one both of us liked would not fit in the living room. It was too
you
big.
went with measurements.
Oh, I measured our living room so many times of like, okay, this is like the maximum amount of like, no, we can't go past this amount, but like this would be the ideal. So I had multiple measurements.
We had a bigger measurement space than you did because when we bought a couch together, we knew it was going to be a sectional. If I had to do it again, I would have gotten one that would lock together because I've done specific things to make sure a couch stays together.
Yeah.
But when we ordered what we ordered, when we told the woman what we wanted,
Yeah.
she was like, that is 10 feet long. And I was like, we have the room.
Yep.
Our living room is like 24 feet by 16.
Yeah.
It's long and narrow. We're sitting like 6 feet away from the TV that's 70 inches.
Yeah.
But still.
That's, you know, it's fine. Well, that's the thing. And we wanted a sectional, but like the one side needs to be shorter.
Right.
The other side can be like stupid long because it's like the living room is a lot longer. It's a rectangle and like the one side's
Right.
a lot longer than the other side. So it's like, all right, well, so every couch we sat on, it was like either it would fit and I hated it because I'd sit down and slide down because like he wanted leather. And you know how sometimes you sit down on a seat and you just slide?
Fucking leather's
like
the
you don't
worst in the like sticky.
Well, that's the thing. Okay, so it's cool. And I get that. He likes the leather because it's like cool when you sit on it. But some leather, when you sit on, like if it's not appropriately like, you know, got the cushions and things, like
Right.
you just, your butt slides towards the front of it and then you like slide out
Or
of
you
it.
sweat to it.
Or
and
you
then
sweat on it. It's just awful. So I'm like, all right, I don't like this one. I don't like this one.
Spoken by a man who has never sat down with thigh meat touching the
Right.
fucking.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, I
Yeah.
don't like leather seats in a
No.
car because I hate that you can't get a high end vehicle with fabric seats because
You
I don't want
cannot.
to stick to it
Yeah.
You have to wear 9-inch long shorts.
Oh no. See, I have leather seats, but also my seats are like super bucket. Like it's like getting into a cockpit of a race car when you get in my car. Like you're down,
I tuck towels
your
in
ass
that
is
shit.
down, your knees are up. It's like you're in, man. You're just like tucked
I tuck
in.
towels into every place so my thighs don't touch. Because there's nothing worse than going to turn out of the driver's seat and hearing.
Oh, this weekend. Okay. Sidebar. I shuttled my dad around. He got into my car and he like put one leg in and he was trying to get in. He was like, how the fuck do you get into this car? He was trying to get in. I was like, you got to get in ass first. Like you got to like, this is old school lady style because like, as a girl, when you wear a dress, you're always told you got to ass in first, tuck your head down and then you swing your legs in. And that's how you get into a car. Right.
Yeah.
So you're not showing off anything.
The opposite of a 2 Live
Yeah.
song.
So we figured out that like he can do it one leg in first, but if you do that, you got to do one leg in, butt all the way to the back of the seat, duck head down, and then you can bring your other leg
he
in.
has to get in like a cop is putting him in the car.
Yeah, basically. That's how you have to get into my car. Which enjoy apparently other people who are larger than me
You're
do not.
5'5".
I'm 5'6", thank you.
On your toes.
I used to be 5'6.5", and now I'm 5'6".
Sorry. So couches. He wants leather. You were like,
So yeah. So we went through this whole process and then I went to by myself another weekend. I was just like shopping for something else and I was like, furniture store, I'll go in. Oh, I know. I needed frames for the bed because the little like bracket things were breaking down underneath our bed. And I was like, I just need those metal things to like jack into the headboard so I can put our.
Oh yeah. Like the frame.
We
like
have a king size bed. And so like the box springs are twins.
You need the metal thing.
Yeah. I needed the metal things to just jack in there because like the planks and stuff were starting to go and it's a really old bed.
Right.
But we still love our mattress and everything. So I was like, I just need the base thing to put everything on. And so I had to go to furniture stores. So I was like, well, I'm there. I'm like, well, fuck, I'm going to go look at the couches. So as I'm in the furniture stores looking at couches, I sat on this one couch and I was like, oh, I really love this couch. And I looked at it and I was like, son of a bitch, this is the same couch we sat on at Ashley Furniture. It was the same one we sat on that he liked until he saw the price. So I came home and I was like, hey, Sunday, can we go look at Ashley again? I want you to go sit on the couch again. And he goes, okay. So we go and we sit on it because after I sat on that couch in the other store, I started looking online and I found it online for $450 cheaper.
Okay.
And it said Ashley Furniture. It was the same exact couch. So I'm like, all right. So we go to the store. He sits in it and I go, do you like it? And he goes, I mean, I could learn to live with it. And I said, no, do you like it? Like, I want us to buy something that we both like.
Right.
Like, and he's like, I mean, I would learn to like it. And I'm like, no, I'm like, I want you to feel the same way about this that you felt about your truck when you went to go buy it. Like you have this like Toyota Tundra you love. And he goes, well, actually, when I went to the Toyota dealership, I actually went to go buy this other model. But when I got there, the Tundra was cheaper. And he starts going on. And I looked at him and I was like, yeah, like the absolute, you love this shit. It's going to be about the price no matter what. And he looked at me and goes, yeah. And I said, okay, I can get this couch for $450 cheaper online. Are you good with that? And he goes, I mean, yeah, I can learn. I'm going to order it. Fantastic. Let's do this. So I ordered it. And that was March 7th. And it got to the delivery service on April 6th. Which the delivery service, they're like 5 to 7 business days afterwards. I waited 20 days until I called. And I'm like, hey, anybody got my couch? And they're like, oh, yeah, we're scheduling your delivery. And they scheduled it. 4 more times did I have a scheduled delivery window that half of the time I didn't even know about until I went online and checked. Sat at home, which I didn't actually. He did for the first 4. The 5th one I sat at home. Turns out the delivery service that they use, because you can't use like FedEx or DHL or whatever else because it's like freight.
Right.
So they have to use a different one. So they used NSD. I'm going to publicly say, do not use NSD for literally any delivery ever. If anybody says they use NSD, say absolutely not. because they are a corporate headquarters that then use local delivery services.
Oh, they contract out.
They contract out. And they have no control over the contract out because when you call NSD, they're like, let me call the local delivery character.
Oh, so it's like calling, like when you need a lock opened, and you call this number and they just dispatch somebody. You're not calling blah 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 lock and key.
No,
you're not calling an 800 number.
You're calling the central like corporate office that's in fucking Virginia, and they're like, let me call the local carrier and see what's wrong. And then they put you on hold for 2 minutes and then they come back and say, they're not answering. And I'm like, no shit, they're not answering. I'm like, can I have their number? No, you cannot have their number. Fantastic. So after 4 times of not getting delivered, I finally got a phone call from, so this was me calling the, let's see here, 5 weeks in. I called multiple days in a row, getting on hold, leaving voicemails, whatever else. I finally got a human being that said, I'm so sorry. And let me tell you, this got escalated 5 or 6 times in this meantime, not only by me like calling the delivery service, but also talking to the person that I ordered it from online, because the online ordering guy, like they have a legit website. They have legit furniture. They do send you things. I feel bad for him because like he's contracted with these people to have the delivery done, but he's like has no control over them whatsoever. And like at this point, he's getting pissed at them because he's like, they keep saying they have it and they're going to deliver it, but then they don't deliver it. And I can't order you a new one unless they say it's lost. So like I'm in a catch-22 because if they said it was lost, I could order you a new one and get it shipped out. But like I can't because they still say they have it and they're going to deliver it. And it's a whole thing. And I'm like, all right, fantastic. Great. But nobody's calling me, and they would just send me random text messages and be like, your delivery is tomorrow between 1 and 5.
Oh, shit.
And it's like, okay, great. But they're supposed to, because I paid for an upgraded delivery, they're supposed to call you and schedule an actual time that you're available and then have a 4-hour window that they had to do a threshold delivery where they bring it into your house and then you have to sign for it. So it's been a shit show. So finally, this guy that I get a hold of after the 4th or 5th time, I lost count of them not showing up because I called at 5 p.m. on the day they were supposed to deliver it between 1 and 5. I'm like talking to the NSD people at corporate and they're like, oh, I don't know what's happening. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, okay, well, the NSD guy, this is the first time instead of escalation, he said, I'm going to mark this in the computer as a service failure.
Okay, what's that going to do for me?
Well, that's the thing. I was like, I don't know what that's going to do for me, but it's the first time I've heard service failure because every other time they've been like, we're going to escalate this. And I'm like, I feel like escalation does not mean what you people think it means because it's not doing shit. So I was like, service failure. Okay, that's the first time I've heard that. That feels great. 15 minutes later, I got a phone call from the local delivery service in Columbus. So I had their phone number in my fucking phone. So the Columbus, Ohio people call me and they're like, hey, we have your delivery. And I'm so sorry. Profusely apologize. It looks like it's been delivered. It's been tried to be delivered. I was like, 4 times now I've taken off work or somebody has stayed home to make sure that they were there for this delivery. That has not happened. And then he mumbles for 5 minutes and says, can I call you back in 5 to 7 minutes? I have to make a phone call.
You've never fucking attempted to deliver shit.
Right. And I was like, okay. So I'm like, fine. Does not call me in 5 to 7 minutes. An hour and a half later, I get a phone call from the same guy. And he goes, I am so sorry. So here's what's happened. We just opened a new place in Cincinnati, which is in charge of all of our deliveries to Cincinnati and the southern Dayton area, which is where you reside. And I'm like, so my couch went from Columbus and now it's in Cincinnati. So instead of delivering it to me, you guys sent it to Cincinnati. And he's like, yeah, so they're going to be calling you. If they do not call you by noon tomorrow, call me at this number. And he gives me a phone number, which I look on my phone. It's the same number that I got called on my phone. I'm like, okay, so this is his personal number, right? The next day at noon, I give him a call because I still haven't heard shit. It's not his personal number. It is the number for his location in Columbus. And it goes to an automated system that you can either go to customer service or it does have an option to go to the manager. So I go to the manager, leave a voicemail. Then I go to customer service, leave a voicemail. And then a few hours later, because I didn't get a call back, call the manager again. Can't leave a voicemail because the voicemail box is full. Okay, cool. So today we come back and I'm like, you know what? 4:30 hits around. I'm like, nobody's called me back. So I call him again, call the manager, get a voicemail this time. Say, hey, you're lying. You're not going to call me back, but here's my name and number anyway, in case you want to. Then I call back again and get the customer service line. And I was like, I'm going to go to customer service this time. Nobody answers. Leave a voicemail. Hey, you're not going to call me back, but here's my name and number. And then I'm like, you know what? This shit. It's 4:30. They close at 5. I'm just going to keep calling until somebody fucking calls me back. So I literally...
Petty plus time equals...
Oh, yeah. I was sitting at work doing things on my computer and I'm just like doing my work because I was doing graphics work and stuff. And I'm like, I can sit here. I've got my earbuds in. So on my cell phone sitting next to me on the counter, I just kept hitting redial. And then if it went to the thing, automated thing, okay, 1 for customer service, hit 1, okay. And then if it went to voicemail, I'd hang up and then I'd call right back. I sat there and called for 16 minutes. In 16 minutes, I was still on hold getting transferred to voicemail, I'm sure again. And all of a sudden my phone gets a call and it's like, would you like to transfer this call and put the other one and hang up on the other one? And I was like, yes, I would. So I did. And the guy who answered, I said, hello. And he goes, oh, I'm from BEX in Cincinnati. And I said, oh, hello. Well, persistence pays off. When you're an asshole, people will call you back. You don't need to yell at people. You just need to keep fucking calling them until they call you back. So he calls me because online, when you go and check my online thing, it said they were going to deliver it next Wednesday. And I'm like, I'm not waiting another over a week for my couch to get delivered. So he finally calls me and he's like, hi. So sorry. So we just opened our Cincinnati branch on May 1st.
That's not what Bob said.
Yeah. And I'm like, May 1st? Fantastic. Well, the Columbus thing has had my couch since April 6th. And he was like, yeah, I don't know why they couldn't deliver this. And I was like, I don't know either. But they've tried 4 times. And he was like, oh, because they went back and they changed the records. So some of the days where it said it was supposed to be out for delivery, they went back afterwards and scheduled it so that like at 12 o'clock at noon, it said rescheduled, even though they were supposed to deliver it between 1 and 5. So
they didn't made it look like you were refusing.
Yeah, they made it look like I was refusing delivery or something, or I didn't confirm or whatever else, but they weren't even trying to deliver it. Like it was on the truck at 8 o'clock in the morning, but then it would go back on the dock at noon. And I'm like, okay, no, that's not what happened. And so the guy from Cincinnati goes, I'm so sorry. We just got this set up. I don't know why they didn't deliver this beforehand. And I'm like, I don't know either. That's a very good question.
That's not my job.
Not my job, not my purview, but thanks for acknowledging that. And he goes, so here's what I can do for you. And I'm like, thanks for acknowledging what you can do for me, because at this point, there's literally nothing you can do for me that I'm going to be happy about.
Right.
And he's like, so I have a truck going to Southern Dayton on Friday. So does the 1 to 5 window still work for you? And I'm
2
like,
days from today.
Yeah, 2 days from today. So I'm like, not really, but earlier would be better. But I can make 1 to 5 work if my couch is actually going to get delivered. And he goes, okay, and you're going to get a 30-minute call beforehand. And I was like, thanks, because I was scared that wasn't going to happen, because all I've been getting is text messages in the past 2 delivery windows. They've just scheduled online and didn't even tell me it was going to happen.
Oh, shit.
And he goes, okay, yes, you're going to get a 30-minute call before it gets there. And then it's going to get delivered between 1 and 5 p.m. on Friday. And I was like, okay, fantastic. That would be great. Thank you. And then I hung up. So hopefully I get a couch on Friday.
This is crazy.
I don't understand how a business operates like this. I have not gone on and done any reviews or anything, because I am waiting until my couch actually gets delivered. Once it gets delivered, the wrath that I will have online.
Better Business Bureau every motherfucker.
Oh my God. The Better Business Bureau. Oh, well, this is the problem. NSD, which is the parent company that does the whatever. I went on and looked up them, because you can't look that up when you order the couch, right? Because I ordered it from like this online source. They outsource to the delivery companies. Well, I didn't find out the delivery company until April. Well, after I looked up them, once I started having problems, I'm like, oh shit, no, they have so many issues. So many issues. Like, they have the worst reviews. And I'm like, oh my God, this is the worst company to work with. I don't understand why you keep working with them. I even sent an email to the guy from the place I ordered it from. I was like, I don't understand how you can keep working with a company that is so incompetent at delivering your product, because this looks bad on you. And I know this is not you because it's your delivery service, but like, it looks bad on you.
Yeah. The perception is it's you. And the fucking answer is not, it's not me.
Right. And he has never done that. And he's tried to keep up with it. Actually, yesterday, it was supposed to get delivered again between 1 and 5, which I didn't even like. Nobody was home between 1 and 5. Like, nobody stayed home. Nobody did anything because I was like, that's not going to happen. Like, I just totally like blew it off. He calls me at 5 o'clock. No, 5:15. I was at work still. He calls me at 5:15. He was like, hey, I just wanted to get your side of things, because he was being told other things about it. And I was like, all right, I'll tell you what my side is. And I told him about all the calls I made. And I told him about the window that I had on Monday, which it was Tuesday. And I was like, on Monday, I was supposed to get delivered between 1 and 5. At 3 p.m., I called them and they said, oh, yeah, it's getting delivered. It should be there within the next 2 hours. I called them again at 5 p.m. and said, hey, it hasn't been delivered yet. And it was supposed to be delivered by 5 p.m., blah, blah, blah. That's when they did the service failure thing. But apparently the company that was supposed to deliver it, their like end whatever user, went in and changed it so that at noon, the delivery was canceled and rescheduled. So like all of the action that happened in the afternoon never even happened on the record.
What a fucking bunch of bullshit.
Oh, yeah. And so he was like, okay, that's what I was worried about. And so he got pissed too. And he was like, I will order you a new couch and send it out to you.
It doesn't help.
Well, he even said, he was like, I will send it out with a different carrier. But like, the problem is right now they keep saying they still have it. If they said it was lost, that'd be no problem. I could just like order a new one and send it. But like, they keep saying they still have it. They just haven't delivered it.
I wonder what would have happened had you like called their bluff and been like, you know what? You're taking forever to deliver it. I am getting the delivery feedback. I mean, just bluff them. I'm getting the delivery feedback, which means you're not going to get it. I'm going to come pick it up in 2 days.
Oh, no. I emailed them 2 weeks ago and was like, if my couch does not get delivered in 2 days, not only am I canceling the credit card charge, I'm going to ask for a refund. And also, I'm going to get a lawyer involved for the 4 days that I have stayed home for the delivery windows and the lost wages that I have lost based on the fact that I have had to stay home for a delivery window that you did not deliver things. Because if you go on their website, they have a thing that's like, oh, if like you schedule a delivery and you miss it, then you like forfeit like 15% or something like that. And I was like, do I get any kind of a refund for any of the like missed wages or anything else that we've stayed home for this?
Yeah, not to mention you have all the emails or text messages where they're like, we're going to deliver it.
Literally nobody responded to that email. Not a single person responded to the email. Nope.
Oh my God.
Got nothing. And I was like, are you kidding me? And then it's back to, is it getting delivered? Is it not getting delivered? I don't know. So hopefully in 2 days, I get a couch. Maybe. Maybe.
So the reason why I asked if it was Ashley or Morrison is because there's a couple of content creators that I follow and like they don't know each other.
Yeah.
They're like separate. I mean, they might know each other. I don't fucking get in their business.
Oh, yeah.
But like they've ordered from, so Morrison and Ashley to me are the same thing. They've ordered and like had the same issue where like, but they ordered like directly from the store. So we got our couch from Morrison and it wasn't horrible service. That was the thing. I didn't fart in the mic. It wasn't horrible service, but it still took a while to get it. But they also were like, look, we have to build these because you picked a fabric and you picked a blah, blah, blah. And I was like, cool. And we picked like a right and a left chaise with like something in between it. And don't do that because they're unfinished you can't separate them ever. But these other content creators that I've seen, like 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 10 weeks, 12 weeks, 15 weeks. And I was like, if the fucking manufacturer is having this kind of issue, and I get like supply chain, but let's get past that. Like, let's get past it. The thing is, to me, is that shit's got more expensive and you sold it to me for this price and you're just waiting.
Yeah.
You're just waiting.
Well, and my thing is supply chain issues aside, fine. So when I ordered it on the 7th of March, it said on the thing when I ordered it that it would get delivered by the 17th.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So I was all hopeful that I was getting a couch soon. By the 17th, I got a phone call from the couch place online that was like, hey, do you want the brackets that will attach the sections to each other?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, okay, well, that's an extra $80 for us to install those. And I'm like, okay. Because apparently when you buy them in the store, those come included in the price. But when you buy it online, that's not included in the price. And then they're like, also, do you want the spray on it? That's like going to help the fabric like for the next 5 years to protect it and whatever else. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, okay, that also comes standard when you buy it from the store. But when you buy it online, that does not come standard. And normally it's $150, but they had a good deal where you got $49 off. So it was only $100. So I paid an extra $200 over the phone a week after I bought the couch to put the shit on it that you needed to have on it when it gets delivered. Right.
So in all honesty, I mean, somebody else can jump in here if you want after you hear this. But I know it's not the person's fault that you ordered it from, but it's not your job to go after the delivery people. It's you are like, hey, you know what? I paid for this. And while it may or may not be on the thing, I haven't got it in like 3 months.
Oh, yeah.
So I expect to be refunded.
Yeah.
This amount or like, and I don't care how nice you say it. It's not going to sound nice, but like, hey, then you go after that person goes after the delivery company because it's not your business to.
Oh, yeah. And my thing is like, he seems to be like kind of keeping track, but like not nearly as much as me, clearly, because like the first delivery window was the middle of April. And I made my partner get rid of the fucking couch that was in our living room the night before our first delivery window.
Yeah, I walked by and you guys just have pillows and blankets on the floor.
Yeah, because I was like, we need to get this out because the couch is coming. Oh, and then the couch never came. And then it didn't come for 4 more times. So we have not had furniture in our living room for probably a good
like a
6
Brandi
weeks.
Fail. You're never going to get to do shit again.
Oh, no. It's awful. Like my mom came last weekend for Mother's Day weekend. My mom and my sister came into my house and I'm like, there's nowhere for you to sit. I'm sorry. Like I had somebody give us estimates on the floors. We had to sit on the floor in the living room to look at the booklets of the things because I'm like, oh, there's nowhere to sit because we don't have a fucking couch. Like there's nowhere to sit in the living room to do anything. And I'm just so frustrated, which is why I went to the brewery early last night to throw darts at a board because I was like, after spending probably a good hour on the phone, either on hold or whatever else, talking to people, I was like, I just need to throw sharp objects at a board. Like,
I don't blame you.
Yeah. I was like, I don't. So hopefully it gets here this Friday. If it doesn't get here Friday, I feel like I'm just going to like hurt people. Like if Friday after 5 p.m. you see me and I don't have a couch, like just walk away. Just like,
if you want to fund Brandi for a rage room, I can give you our cash app.
My God, yes. I need a rage room so bad. I just want to break things because I can't. I don't.
It's just one of those days.
Yeah. I want a Limp Biscuit out so bad. I can't. Like, I want to break things so horribly bad right now. And I'm like, I can't do this in my own house because I don't want to break my own shit. But like, I want to just smash things to pieces at this point.
I wonder if we can sponsor that at the brewery. Like, have one of those trucks that just pulls up.
Just comes
like
up
you stand out there and be like,
room.
$25. What do you want to break?
Yep.
Bring your own shit.
Oh my God. I would sign up for so many slots. Like I will break all the things. I just want to break all the things right now. It's ridiculous.
So speaking of breaking things.
Yeah.
I thought I broke my hand last week.
Oh my God. Your hand looks so awful. Well, not that awful. It looks like you have a really bad spray tan.
Oh no! Like over the past week, it has looked worse than it does today.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've been listening to us for 3 years, I don't have the greatest track record with grace. Some would say I'm clumsy. I mean, let's just put it this way. We went, let's see, I did this on Tuesday. On Friday, we went to a dart event at the brewery and I almost fell off of a bar stool. I wasn't drunk. I haven't been drinking when we go to the bar. I sat down on one of the saddle bar stools and almost flipped it backwards because I sat down on it wrong.
That's fantastic.
My husband caught me. So in my adorable Birkenstocks, they're now missing a chunk out of the sole. I wear trifocals. We've said that before. And if you have bifocals or trifocals and you look down, things look different when you look through them. That's the only thing I can figure out what happened. In front of the PetSmart near us, it has like a wheelchair ramp, which means that like the curb goes from 4 inches to 0 inches, but like in an incline. Right around 1 inch, I caught my sandal when I went to step up. Left foot, caught my sandal. Thought I was recovering it. You guys have all hurdled yourself ahead of yourself. So I was like, flap on my feet and then went down. So when I went down, I'm going to explain this to Brandi. When I went down, I went down fingertips first on my left hand. I did not hit my head. But when I did that, I have lost some weight, but I'm still 223 pounds. I went down fingertips first. I came down with my stomach on top of my wrist and went forward. So I bent my fingers toward the back of my wrist. So over the top of my hand.
Yeah, that's not a good way to bend.
And I saw it happen because it was like stomach rib cage, like under my boobs, but in the center. And I saw it happen. Like as I was going down, I was like, oh, fuck. My right wrist is fine. It was just like dislocating my left shoulder. Like it's going to fucking give me problems at some point, the right one, but the left one's what really bothered me. I did not dislocate my shoulder again, which made me very happy. I didn't fuck up the shoulder I've had redone. But yeah, I went down hard. There were people everywhere. So when I went down, I rolled over on my ass, grabbed my left hand and was squeezing it because I don't know if you've ever hurt something that like putting pressure on it hurts so much better.
It does. It
than
hurts
letting
better.
it go.
Yeah.
So it all fucking hurt. But like one of the head groomers from PetSmart came out and was like, what can we do for you? And I went, call the squad. And he goes, are you sure? And I was like, yeah. I couldn't let go of my hand. I physically could not make myself let go. I was having a hard time looking up because people were standing way high above me. And there was an old woman that kept rubbing my shoulders and back. I don't like to be touched, but I also didn't want to be rude and be like, you're not fucking helping. So I didn't do that. And she was like, honey, I will stay with you as long as you want. And I'm like, you can go. You can go. You can please go.
You can
Just
go.
leave.
Please stop touching me.
You're just one more person I have to be nice to. So the guy was like, okay, what else can we do? I've called the squad. And I was like, nothing. Wait, unlock my phone. And I gave him my unlock code because he and I are never going to cross paths again. It's not like he's going to break into my phone.
No.
And I was like, can you unlock my phone and go to my contacts and look up this is my husband's name and tell him to meet me at the hospital across the street. The hospital is literally across the street. They've got like a trauma one. I wasn't a trauma one, but they have a trauma one unit across the street. It took much longer for the ambulance to get there because the ambulance doesn't come from the hospital. They're just out
everywhere.
somewhere.
They're the fireplaces. I think they're not fireplaces.
Firehouses, fire stations, the fireplace. They just come. It's like fucking Harry Potter.
They come out of the fireplace.
So he called my husband and was like, your wife, what's your name? And I'm like, he only has one. Your wife is descriptive enough, is going to the ER at this hospital, which is no longer named that anyway, but nobody is ever going to call it anything different than Southview. And my husband goes, can I talk to her? And the guy goes, sure. Do you want me to put it on speaker? And I'm like, just put it up to my ear. I know it would be easier for you to put it on speaker, but I can't hear it then because I'm like dying.
Yeah.
So the PetSmart guy said, I love you, honey, if you listen to this. The PetSmart guy said, your wife fell in front of the store, injured her hand. It might be broken. We called the squad. We're going to the hospital across the street from PetSmart. My husband gets to talk to me and says, what happened? I fell. I injured my hand. They called the squad. We're going to go across the street. Can you meet me there? So So the squad comes, the guy was like, can I look at your hand? I'm like, I physically can't let go of my hand. So he pries my right hand off of my left hand. He was like, there's no noticeable deformity. Do you still want to go to the hospital? And I was like, yes. It fucking hurts so bad. Like shaking, gonna vomit.
Yeah.
I dislocated my shoulder in 2018. This hurt worse.
No.
I'll just tell you that. This hurt worse. So we get in the squad. He's asking me questions. I'm trying to crack jokes. He doesn't know me because that's how I deal with like
pain
things.
and things. Yeah.
Emotional pain, physical pain. That's how I deal with it. We get to the hospital. My husband is walking up as the squad. My husband basically beat the squad, or at least arrived there at the same time and he came from much further away. So we get there. They were like, we're going to take her to triage. So we go through the ambulance door to triage. The lady is asking me questions and I'm like, I just want to cut my fucking hand off. That's all I want to do.
Yeah.
In the squad, they were like, can you put your hand on your leg? And I was like, no, I cannot. I'm going to leave it on my tummy.
Mm-hmm.
So she's asking me questions. He has me pulled in with my injured arm toward the desk. And she's like, I need a blood pressure. And I was like, I'm not fucking letting go of this hand. So he spins me around. And while she's waiting, I ask my husband, I need you to go get the dog food because the dogs don't have food for tonight and it's prescription food. So I need you to go back over. I'm going to be here for a few minutes.
Yeah.
Run across the street and get the dog food. I don't have the prescription. I don't fucking care. Just go get the They're going to let you get it. They're going to let you buy it. Nobody buys $100 and something food for fun. Go get the food. He was like, I have enough time to run home and get the prescription and I don't care. I don't care. I love you.
Just go get the fucking food.
I don't care. Just give me my wallet. It has my insurance card in it. They're spinning me around so she can get like blood pressure and all this other shit. And I'm like, we couldn't do this back there. They take me back there. Nobody talks to me. I'm crying. I don't cry even in pain. Like, don't cry. Except for when they operated on my shoulder. It's the only time I've cried from like pain in the past 5 or 6 years. I am bawling.
Oh.
And nobody comes to talk to me. They just wheeled me into the room. The lady was like, we'll be right back. 20 minutes later, somebody shows up with an x-ray machine and starts like pulling my hand around and trying to manipulate it while I'm just crying. Like nobody walked in and was like, can I get you something? And I think it's because maybe they thought I was exaggerating. Like ibuprofen would have been welcome at that point.
Yeah.
Pain meds were not my point for being there, but anything would have been fine. Anyway, so we do the thing. We get the x-ray. They were like, it's not broken. And then nobody else shows up. So I'm in there by myself crying because I also told my husband, like, I don't need you to come back here again. When they let me go, they let me go. But if you come back, that's fine. I don't fucking care. So like I'm there for an hour and they came in and were like, the doctor was like, do you need something for pain? Because we're just going to go ahead and release you. And I was like, yes, this is like, yes, it still hurts. I'm still crying. So they gave me a pill and they sent me to the pharmacy and a bunch of other shit happened because they have me listed as one name. I gave them my ID and my insurance card, which is my married name. They didn't change it. They issued a prescription for controlled substance in my maiden name. Which they won't fill.
Right, because you don't have any ID for that.
So I got there and they were like, no, we have to call the hospital again. I was like, I don't. They do that. We get the pain medication. Turns out I didn't need it after a day. Doesn't really matter. But what started happening, and I'll post some pictures, is that the pain started going away, which is great. I still have a hard time, like anything where you would have to stop your fingers from like if you curl your fingers toward you and put like something on it, like carrying a bag, still hurts because I don't have the strength to pull
any
up
weight
on it.
hurts.
Right. I can't like grab a door handle and twist it, but we're better. We're much better today than we were a week ago. But my hand has gone through the most interesting color change. Yesterday, I noticed when we were at Euchre, my knuckles had turned black. Like between my Get Medical folks, between my metacarpal and my phalange, the little bone right there, had turned black just because the bruising goes someplace.
Yeah.
My palm is no longer black. That was fun. I'm more interested in that shit. It doesn't really hurt anymore, but I'm like, ooh, this is cool. But yes, you're right. My hand looks like it has jaundice
It
or a really
does.
bad spray
A
tan.
little bit. It looks like you got a bad spray tan
But
on
we
your
are
hand.
so much better. But I do not recommend that. 10 out of 10. So what they called it was just I hyper extended them. So if you put your hand out flat, but you think about the fact that your fingertips are going to touch your wrist, like go backwards over the top of your hand and touch your wrist. That's what I did. Didn't break shit. Didn't dislocate anything.
But still awful.
But still it was awful. So
Yeah.
here we are.
Yeah.
This is the longest saga we've ever had. We didn't even talk about shit that we wrote down.
Oh, we didn't.
But we're drunk and we're tired.
Yeah.
And you've got the thing there. So we're going to wrap this up. We'll have a special episode coming to you in a couple of weeks. We're going to have Rev N Geek, REVNGEEK, on with us. Find him on TikTok. He's fantastic. He's so inspirational. And he's you'll just get to know him. We're going to have a good time. But where can you find us in the meantime?
On Instagram and Twitter, you can find us at DBBL_podcast or Facebook and YouTube at DBBL Podcast or website dblpodcast.com or dbblpodcast@gmail.com.
Awesome. By the time this comes out, we will talk to you in a couple of weeks. You'll hear from us again, and we appreciate you joining us tonight.
Yes.
Cheers.